keep it south, guys. The Magnolia State. M-I. Crooked letter, crooked letter. Mississippi. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. When I lived in Memphis, it was right there, the borderline. It was funny because a lot of people said, just move to Mississippi, it's better. No crime, nothing like that. And it's true. You go across that state line from Memphis. If you think that you're going to do the dirt that you do in Memphis and take that dirt across the state lines to Mississippi, you got another thing coming. I'm telling you. The police do not play in Mississippi. They definitely keep the crime out across that state line. Let's get right into it. Known as the Magnolia State due to the abundance of magnolia flowers and trees all over. Mississippi is also recognized as the birthplace of blues music. Clarksdale, baby, with legends like B.B. King and Muddy Waters hailing from the state. Memphis and Clarksdale always has the little issue with that. Who got it? Who got that blues music? It's definitely Clarksdale, though. Let's give it to him. Recent news, the severe weather events. Mississippi has recently experienced the devastating tornadoes resulting in fatalities and significant property damage. The state is preparing to apply for federal disaster aid to assist affected communities. Mississippi State Senate and House have proposed new plans to eliminate the state income tax. Wow, this is new, baby. Setting the stage for a late session showdown. This move aims to reshape the state's tax structure and impact to its economy. Mississippi legislative bodies are actively discussing the elimination of state income tax, which could attract businesses and influence the state economic landscape. The recent severe weather events have impacted property markets, with ongoing assessments to determine the extent of damage and necessary rebuilding efforts. Another thing is that deadly bird flu strain confirmed in the U.S. and in Mississippi. That's coming in. Noxubee, Mississippi. The outbreak affected over 47,000 chickens, leading to quarantine measures and heightened surveillance. All right, guys, let's get right into it. I love starting with the population. That really kind of tells us what people are thinking. If they're moving in for a reason. If they're moving out, they're also moving out for a reason. So we're going to get right into it with that. 2.9 million, 35th most populous state in the U.S. Only 50,000 people moving in annually. It's driven by affordability and job opportunities. And you're seeing a lot of people, instead of living in Memphis area, in Tennessee, they'll move to Mississippi and work in Memphis because it is much safer than the city limits of Memphis. So 50,000 moving in annually, but people moving out, 60,000. Young professionals seeking better opportunities. I did notice when I was there in that area, a lot of people, they're like, they want to go to Texas. If you're in that whole West Memphis, North Mississippi area, they're all like, the place they want to go is Texas, and it's right there. It's 5 hours away. So, so they got a negative net migration, 10,000 a year they're losing. So Mississippi is home to the world's largest cactus plantation located in Edwards. The job market is higher than the national average at 4.2%. The top industries, you're going to have agriculture, cotton, soybeans, and poultry. True story. If you look in the top left, I was driving towards that Clarksdale area on Route 55. It's my first time down there, right? So I'm exploring. When I lived in Memphis, I was like, let me go explore. Oh, Mississippi's right there. Let me go explore. I'm driving on 55. I'm looking over this large field, huge fields. I didn't know there were plantations at the time. And I'm like, what is that growing? Like, they need to do something about all that white stuff growing in their fields. I'm taking a closer look. It's cotton. It's the first time I'm ever seeing cotton, It's kind of like it was an awareness moment as well as an awakening moment. Like, wow. And then I started thinking back pre-Civil War, like, there were slaves on these fields picking cotton. I mean, now they got machineries and all this, but as far as the eyes can see, I'm just seeing this blanket of white stuff. So it just kind of was a realization. I got some goosebumps and all that driving through there. But all right, so they got the cotton, soybeans, and poultry. They got manufacturing going on, automotive, furniture, and textiles, healthcare, and tourism, because they got the casinos there and the Gulf Coast beaches. That area right there where the dice is, Tunica, it's a little ghost townish. They used to have way more casinos there, from what I'm hearing, and they actually moved. There's a lot of stories of why. I know it's due to the economy. They're not making any money down there. However, people are saying that it's built on some kind of marshland, the casinos were, because all these casinos, they got to be on water. And so they're on the Mississippi River. You think you're not on water, you're definitely on the water. And so they're saying snakes were coming up the toilets in one of the, like, I think Harrah's was there one time. And they had a huge outlet for shopping and big, like theme parks there. And all of that's gone. All of that's gone. Average salary is $45,000 a year. That's lower than the national average. Steady in healthcare, job growth, manufacturing, and agriculture. So the top employers in Mississippi are Ingalls Shipbuilding. Nissan is there. Baptist Memorial Health, Walmart, some farms, Mississippi State University, FedEx got a major logistics. I mean, FedEx would be because of the hub so that would probably be seen a lot in northern Mississippi because the hub is in Memphis. And of course, Biloxi casinos. All right. So if we go down to some recent economic news here, Nissan is expanding its Canton plant, creating 1,000 new jobs. University of Mississippi Medical Center is investing $200 million in new facilities. In the tourism recovery, Gulf Coast casinos are seeing record revenues post-pandemic. So that's down by the Gulf down there. I haven't been down to that side of Mississippi. All right, housing market. Median home price, low. One of the lowest in the U.S., $180,000. Jackson, $1,000 a month for a one-bedroom. Gulfport, $900 a month for a one-bedroom. Wow. Housing affordability, Mississippi ranks first in the U.S. for housing affordability. The time on the market, homes in Mississippi are selling quickly with an average of 25 days on the market. It was up 30 days in 2023. It's down to 25 in 2024, leading up to 2025. Inventory remains tight with a 3.5-month supply of homes. A balanced market expects about 6 months of supply. Price growth, home prices have risen 4% year over year, driven by high demand and low inventory. Just looking at these numbers, this is a good place, depending on now the income, the sales tax, and the property tax, but it's a good place to invest because of these home prices. Hot market suburbs like Madison and Ocean Springs are seeing the most competition, with homes often selling above asking price. Jackson's rental market is stable, with rents increasing by 5% year over year due to high demand from newcomers. All right, here comes the numbers. Let's bite a chunk off of it. Income tax, it has a progressive rate from 0% to 5.0%. So 0 to 5%, low compared to many states. Property tax, 0.8%. So there it goes. Lower than the national average. Sales tax, though, you're at 7% with the state. Local taxes could go up another percent. So you're looking at a total of 8%. The tax burden, Mississippi ranks 15th lowest in the U.S. for tax burden. So the taxes are good in Mississippi. Mississippi is one of the few states with no tax on retirement income. Wow, let me write that down. Not that I'm about to retire, but this helps out the retirees. I like to keep notes on this stuff. Okay, Mississippi is one of the few states with no tax on retirement income. That's great. All right, is it business friendly or not? Corporate income tax flat rate of 5.0, one of the lowest in the U.S. Property taxes for business, it's low compared to other states. They do have some exemptions on manufacturing equipment and research and development expenses. They do have some incentive for businesses. You got the film tax credit, Mississippi Advantage job programs, which give you a tax credit for job creation and capital investment. They have the Gulf Opportunity Zone, tax incentive for businesses in the Gulf Coast region. That's a tough region to develop in because of the threat of hurricanes and the threat of damage to your property and restarting over every few years, depending on the extent of it. There's some support for entrepreneurs there. Nissan is expanding, like we said, creating 1,000 new jobs. So we are seeing some steady corporations growing there. Crime data, slightly higher than the national average, but varies by region. Jackson, higher violent crime rates, though improving. Gulfport, moderate crime rates, safer in suburban areas. Biloxi, lower crime rates, especially in tourist areas. Biloxi. Safer cities coming in. Madison, affluent, low crime, and family friendly. Then you got Ocean Springs, safe, upscale, and close to the Gulf Coast. Most challenging city, you got two. Jackson's coming in with that, and Meridian. Both high crime rates and economic challenges, poverty. Climate, what to expect here? Humid, subtropical with hot summers and mild winters. This is that swampy weather right there. This is that cut through that humidity, swamp, wet heat. Hurricane risk is moderate. Coastal areas are vulnerable to storms. All right, so let's get down with the education, healthcare, and commute times. Education, top universities like University of Mississippi, Mississippi State University, public schools system, unfortunately, they rank top 40 nationally. It's not good. Healthcare is ranked 45th in the U.S. for healthcare access and quality. Definitely not good. Jackson, the commute times, 25 minutes or so average. I've rolled through Jackson. I think I stood in a hotel there. I didn't see it in the daytime. I was up out of there. Gulfport, 20 minutes average that you're catching right there. So again, you got some good news here in Mississippi. The good news is you got low median home prices, low property tax. The income tax, they're talking about getting rid of it, but even if they don't, it's still a little decent. 0 to 5%, still a little decent. The sales tax is a little higher. Adding the 1%, just call it 8% there with the sales tax. But Mississippi does have some good advantages to it as far as I'm seeing. Let's see where it ranks as far as the top low income state, low cost of living states. Let's see where it ranks. It actually ranks number 4. It's behind West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Mississippi is number 4 with an index of 87.9. The average index in the U.S. is 100, so it's well below. For groceries, it's 96.3. It's below. Housing, 73.9, very low. That's good news there. Utilities, 88.9. It's one of the best states for cost of living. So guys, if you like that, let me know. If you're in Mississippi, wanted to move to Mississippi, what's keeping you there and what's getting you up out of there. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Let's converse in the comments right there. Let me know what you got going on, and we'll see you at the next state. Peace.